something of the sort. And the fact that they exonerate me in the report, but then still bring it to the floor, just shows you how this is. It's not a matter of truth and justice. It's a matter of having a predetermined smear campaign, no matter what.
So you did say the other day, look, you think the numbers aren't going to go your way, but you were out there, Congressman Gates, Congressman Higgins, they were very effective. I want to ask you again, you're getting your facts out. Are people coming up to you and saying, you know what, I may have been wrong about some of this. I think you're getting railroaded here. Something's not adding up. Have you heard any of that, or do you think you're actually going to be kicked out?
So, Greg, here's the reality. I'm not campaigning for this, so I'm not talking to people. I'm making them comfortable. I don't want to put people in uncomfortable situations. The very few people I have spoken to have brought up wow, that's actually interesting. The fact that it's contradictory in the report to what's actually on the resolution has had some people turn their heads. Like, this is damning stuff. This is life-ruining allegations. And these people who are supposed to be responsible for ethics have and bear no ethics in this process, because look at what they did. So, yeah, people are pretty pissed off and ticked off, because if today it's me, tomorrow it can be them.
All right, you did not participate in the ethics process. That's what they said today, and I don't believe you did testify. At one point you said you would. Is that because, I think as Matt Gaetz said, that could complicate your life regarding the federal indictment and other charges? Is that why you did not provide a statement or documents or anything like that?
So any attorney would be very smart, and Matt Gaetz, I think, hit the nail on the head. But here's the two realities of what they're saying. They're saying I never cooperated. That's false. Most of the documents they have were given to them through me. A lot of the bank records and statements and all the financial disclosures into my company's profit and loss balance sheets, all of that was given to them from me. I accrued over $200,000 in legal fees throughout this process. For them to say I didn't cooperate is yet again another lie. They'll continue to say whatever it is they want, because this is a predetermined outcome that they've been sawing and looking for all this time. I didn't go to the committee because they gave me a deadline to be in the committee by the same date that I had to be in court in New York. Guess what? I respect the committee. I'm willing to work with the committee. They said they'd send us a subpoena. I said, all right, send a subpoena. They never sent a subpoena. They wanted me to testify the same day they knew I'd be due in court in New York. So what is it? It's entrapment. They designed this in some way towards the end to make me fail so that they can have these talking points.
I want to go to a moment from the congressman from Mississippi. This is B10, purchases of trips. Let's take a look at this.
In addition to these questionable expenses, there were travel expenses, questionable expenses involving trips to Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Nevada, and the Hamptons.
I just, questionable. You can raise questions, but it's not, is that something you get expelled for? They did acknowledge that this is, if you go down, this is unprecedented. And no one has been kicked out in your circumstances. We got guys like Menendez still serving in the Senate. They're not clamoring for his expulsion, at least not now. And he already stood trial. Anyway, your thoughts?
Well, here's my thoughts. I was campaigning, raising money across the whole country. Just look at where the donations were coming from the entire country. I was traveling on campaign business at all times. I spent very little time with my own family throughout the last 4 years because of this process. So again, he's calling it questionable because, again, I didn't have an opportunity to go there and refute and give them what they wanted to show otherwise. But if they weren't so eager to rush this process and allow it to play out the way it does, look, there's members of Congress who had investigations open into them in 2017 and just had a resolution in 2022 that resulted in a $50,000 fine, a $125,000 FEC fine, and it's over. They move on with their lives. But these things take years. They're trying to draw conclusions in 10 months, 11 months. That just tells you it's not fair, it's not balanced, and it's not due process. That's the argument I keep making, and they try to keep defending it, but it's not true. It's out in the open. Look at Congresswoman AOC, for example, on the dress story.
Okay, yeah. So look, some of the campaign finance stuff is very technical, but one thing kind of, well, I could follow it. They allege, I guess it's in the ethics report, that $200,000 was in your super PAC, Redstone Strategies. They allege that you took that money from the PAC, which wasn't registered, and gave it to or transferred it to your personal account. Is that true?
Look, Greg, I haven't gone through this. I haven't unpacked any of this. Obviously, I have a case with the DOJ. I need to be respectful of the prosecutors and the judge in this case, because for me to come out here and start talking about this, obviously I forego my rights, and I also act in bad faith with all these professionals who have been, in my case, I can't say a negative thing about them, because it's been in a very cordial, above-board process that we've been engaging in. So for me to come on here and start unpacking this, it's a disrespect to the process that they've allowed me and afforded me.
I get it. A couple of quick things. Number one, are you enjoying the notoriety? I mean, you're a freshman congressman still, and we see reporters from all over the world following your every move. Have you enjoyed any of that? Just a little bit?
No. I mean, look, I enjoy meeting people. I'm a people person. You've met me, I'm chatty. I like talking to people, but I don't enjoy it. But here's the deal. They did this. The New York Republicans, they did this. They created this entire fantasy, an obsession, because they just would keep giving it